So, hello and welcome to the island of Barbados. So, here I am sitting in my hotel room, eating sushi and drinking coffee. I appreciate that that is not the most obvious of pairings, but hey, it's my day. I'm going to do what I like. But what I've been doing for the last couple of days is writing SOPs. Now, I've been writing a lot of SOPs. I think I've written about 30, and it's only 10 past 1. The thing that I'm writing these SOPs for is the Butler team here. SOPs are incredibly important to any team. And one of the most crucial things is getting them right if you want the team to perform. So my technique is to always write them in consultation. So I spent the first week speaking to as many of the Butler team as I can, observing their operations, looking at everything they did. And then I've used all that information to take into consideration when I'm writing the SOPs. Because I want the balance of the SOP to be both showing the absolute best practice. It has to show exactly the best way of doing things, but it must also be realistic. We can't make two things within the resort closer together just because it would be nice to say we should do it within a certain timescale. If it takes 10 minutes to walk from the block 5 to the spa, then it takes 10 minutes to walk from block 5 to the spa. And if I was to write an SOP saying that you should get there within 5 minutes, that would be impossible. And all it would do would be to antagonize the team and make them less inclined to take the SOPs seriously. You might think that writing 30 SOPs in a couple of days sounds a bit hardcore, and it is. But SOPs are really only as difficult as you make them. They must be simple and easy to follow, otherwise, to be honest, they're completely useless. So the hardest thing is getting on a format that you know work well for the whole team. Now, in hospitality, you have usually a very diverse team. There would be people of different ages, people of different genders, people of different nationalities, and people who have different levels of education and every different variety of difference. That I just said difference a lot, didn't I? But you know what I mean. They're all different, and that would be true of anywhere in the world. To be honest, it's actually less true here than it would be if I was writing in London. If I was writing SOPs for a hotel in London, I would be having to allow a lot more for people who don't speak English. Now, here in Barbados, amongst the team, there are none of the team who don't speak perfect English. So I don't necessarily have to allow for that extra problem, which does make my life a bit easier. In my life, the more SOPs I write, the easier it gets. And that's because I've kind of got across a format that works. It's simple, it's easy to follow. So I was kind of thinking, something that so many people ask me for are templates for SOPs. I've always kind of shied away from it because I kind of feel like you should write your own SOPs because, as I said, I want them to be perfect for you. And if I've never met you, if I don't know your team, if I don't know how long it takes to walk from block 5 to the spa, how could I possibly write an SOP for you? I can't. But sitting here doing it, I had a bit of an idea. What about if I write a short book that's full of example SOPs and explanations as to how and why I wrote them? I could also include checklists that came from the SOPs. And I figured, now if I did that, that would be a very useful resource. So that is indeed what I am now doing. So what I'd love for you to do is drop in the comments if you think that would be useful. I'm planning on probably doing two slightly different variations, one for hotels and hotel butlers, and one for private house and private house butlers, because the style is always going to be quite different between the two. I'd love your engagement in this to A, know if you think that would be useful and helpful, and also so I can know any specific things that you'd be really keen on seeing SOPs for within that. Oh, I hate these little things you have to undo. Anyway, so please let me know what you think. I'd be super interested to hear. If you're new to watching my channel, thank you so much, and please do subscribe. There's an awful lot of information about things like SOPs, about running household, about running properties, and about training butlers on here. So that will be very specifically for you. I also like to do a lot of lifestyle stuff like watch reviews and things like that, which are just a little bit of light-hearted entertainment in amongst the butlery stuff. So thanks very much. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.